Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for today's live broadcast. It is the 11th of February. Hello there, everybody. Thank you so Whoops. Much for stopping. It is the 11th of February, 9:51 in the morning, Mountain Time. And we're going to be doing messages for all signs for the 12th of February. Plus, we're going to be doing Reiki for 5 minutes. And then after that, we'll do free for all questions and/or cards of the day, whichever is your preference. So let's get started with Aries for the 12th of February, Monday. What do I have going on for you guys? Aries, I think that there is some kind of project that you've been wanting to push forward or move forward, and you've been having to wait either on finances personally or on somebody else's word that they are willing to throw in or willing to approve or willing to help with finances in some way. I do think that you're going to be getting the green light on whatever this is on Monday, Aries. This applies especially to those of you who are looking at some kind of professional pursuit. Yeah, okay, that's true. Let's move on. Taurus. Taurus. Taurus, what I'm picking up for you guys is kind of interesting. I think you're going to be interacting with somebody in your life who is very calm and has a very calming effect on you. Just even being around them, doesn't even matter what you're doing as you're around them, that they have a very calming effect on you. And I'm having a feeling, Taurus, that this is something that you're enjoying. So maybe you haven't had as much calm and peace as you've wanted to lately, but you're really enjoying this calmness, this peacefulness that comes over you whenever you're around this other person or interacting with this other person on Monday. Interesting. Hello there, Tay Media, and welcome, Anna Lopez. Glad to see you here today. Thank you guys for being here. Let's look at Gemini. My Malachite's talkative lately. My Malachite wants to talk to Gemini. Who did it talk to yesterday? Maybe it was Gemini. Let's see. Geminis, I think you're in a situation on the 11th where you're becoming very aware of your age. Why would that be? We are coming up to Gemini season. I'm actually seeing something here that's reminding me of a tree with its rings. And, you can count the age of a tree by counting the rings that it has once you've cut the tree down. So, like, you wouldn't want to know how old it is while it's still alive. Anyway, I just feel like you're going to be becoming very much aware of your age. So there may be something happening where a new baby is being born or a grandbaby is being born, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm old enough to be a parent, or I'm old enough to be a grandparent. When did that happen? Or who knows, there can be any sort of number of rites of passage that make us feel like we're old, our kids graduating or whatever. So anyway, I just feel like Geminis, you're going to be very aware of your age, and not necessarily in a bad way. This doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I'm so old. This can be a way where you're like, you know what? Yeah, I've been around the block a few times. I've got some wisdom now. I actually have some things that I can share with younger people and pass along to them. So it could be coming up like in that way too, that I've got some age, like you're looking at some of the kids around you and you're thinking about, wow, if they only knew what I knew. I remember when I only knew what they knew, and I wish somebody would have told me, and then you're able to share that with them. But something's going on anyway. There's a couple different scenarios there that I picked up on, and there can be, a lot more, but something's going on there that's making you more aware of your age than you were before, Geminis, on Monday. Oh my goodness, there's so many people that came in while I did Gemini. Vegan Sid, hello. You're a senior lady vegan. Okay. I saw that Sid and I just assumed you were like a Sydney, like a guy. Let's see. Now I've got to adjust my whole picture of you, vegan Sid. Hello there, Lorraine. Good morning. Gemma Croft Baker. Hello. Catherine W. Glad to see you here. The rainy weather makes you feel your age. I hear you on that one. Nothing like rainy weather to make the arthritis pop out. Angela Lukes. Hello, hello. Glad to see you, my dear. Or a grandparent raising her 3-year-old grandson. Yes, that'll make you feel your age too. Romy Buck. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for sharing me on Twitter and Facebook. I appreciate that. And speaking of sharing, it is that time. Those of you who are here, if you have not already, please share. The more, the merrier, I always say. The more people that I can help, then the more people that I can help. And that's always good for me. That makes me happy. Happy, happy. Plus, it makes my landlord happy too whenever I pay the rent. Let's take a peek at Cancer next. Oh, you got a similar message to Gemini. Cancer's, it's not actually about age, but it is about time. Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking. That's what I hear whenever I look in for you guys, Cancers, that you're feeling like time is just ticking away and you're feeling a little bit like, okay, what have I got to show for the time that I've been here? What have I accomplished? And you're starting to feel an urgency to get some things done, to get somewhere in life. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. It's never bad to have those long-term goals. I don't want to poo-poo that, but I also want to remind you, enjoy the present, because enjoying the present is what brings us straight up into the future. Scorpios, oh, you mean my Scorpio predictions are the funniest? Gladys Bursey, hello, hello, good morning. That's because I'm a Scorpio. I'm always tripping to hear whatever comes out of my mouth for Scorpios. Leo. Leo. Leos, you have something interesting coming in. And it has to do with new beginnings. I feel like you're having a second new beginning starting on Monday, Leos. Second new beginning. And the reason I say that, because I was, what jumped out at me actually was something from my computer. The date is 2/11. And as I was looking at that date and I was thinking about Leos, that caught my eye, first of all, and I know that means that it's a message. But then as soon as I saw it, it switched to 1/11, like Spirit switched that in front of me. It's not that it switched on my computer. So to me, it's saying that, Leos, you've had a fresh beginning in some situation before. And now that we're on to 2/11, now we're on to a new beginning. And for those of you who know about numerology, you know that ones are all about new beginnings. They're also, when you've got an 11, it's a master number. So this is something that you have the skills at whatever this is that you're having a second beginning on, Leo. You have the skills to do this and do this quite well. In the sense that I'm getting, the reason you're having a second beginning was because for the first beginning, you or the other person involved kind of decided that maybe I don't want this. And so you sort of walked away from it or dropped it. And so everybody's kind of on the same page now that everybody wants this. And so now it's being picked up again for a second beginning. Leos, I want you to be really confident with the second beginning, because even if it was the other person that dropped it and picked it up again, the fact that they have picked it up again means that they have thought about this situation and that they do really want it. So instead of going into this with some kind of trepidation, which is kind of what I feel like is coming from you guys, like, oh, is this person going to flake out on me again? I'm not so sure I want to invest in this like I did before. You don't have to go into it with that kind of trepidation. This person actually has made their idea about what they want from you more solid, more concrete. They've got a stronger foundation there now that they've had time to think about it. So no trepidation. Go in there with the confidence that you can make this thing work and just do it. Okay, so that's the advice that comes out of that, Leo. The actual message is you get a second new beginning. Oh, got you. So you're talking about Scorpios as people. Vegan, I actually wanted at one point to be, here were my career choices when I was a teenager. I wanted to either be a psychologist and help people, or I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. One or the other. Two completely different things, eh? Let's take a peek at Virgo. Virgo. Virgo's on the 12th. I feel like you're feeling very restricted. I keep hearing the word stuck in a tube. What does that mean? Don't you guys call a tube, don't you guys call a subway a tube in the UK? Virgos, maybe avoid the tubes on Monday. Hello there, LaShawn Trice. Because I am hearing literally the word stuck in a tube. So I would say avoid the tube on Monday, Virgos. Also, though, I feel like for many, many, many more of you than the tube thing will apply. For many more of you, this is just talking about you're feeling restricted. You're feeling like you're in a situation where you can't move left or right or frontwards or backwards. The only thing you can do is just keep going the direction that you've been going because there's no other way to handle it. So you may be feeling very restricted. And when I say you're feeling like you can't move forward or backward or frontward or leftward or rightward, is leftward or rightward is probably not words, left or right. Anyway, I do feel like that's how you feel. And I feel like it is possible for you to move in another direction. I do feel like for you to move in another direction, it would take a lot of work because you're in this pattern and people are expecting certain things. And so if you break out of that pattern, things would have to be adjusted, tweaked, and changed like crazy. But you're feeling so restricted. Like, I mean, I almost feel like it's even kind of hard for me to breathe whenever I feel into you Virgos. So it may be necessary to take on whatever effort it takes to go in a different direction if you're feeling like that. Feeling stuck, Anna? Okay, gotcha. Thank you for the verification. Libra, let's look at you guys for the 12th. Libras, I feel like you guys are going to be peacemakers on the 12th. Whether you want to be or whether you don't is what I'm hearing. So you might get sucked into a situation where you feel like you have to be the peacemaker because nobody else is doing it and it only benefits you. Or you may be in a situation where you just realize that it's the best thing for you to be the peacemaker in general. So for when I see a peacemaker type situation come up, Libras, this just means that you may be in a situation where you've been head to head with somebody for a while and you decide to drop your weapons and just say, you know what, it's not that important. It's not that important to be right, you know. But this also very strongly has connotations for a lot of you. I would say for more of you, this is going to be about being that peacemaker between two other people who are having a hard time seeing eye to eye, possibly even two companies that are having a hard time seeing eye to eye. For all I know, I mean, you do mediator work as your job, and this happens every day, but I'm sure that's not going to apply to all Libras, but some of you, I bet it does. And yeah, just doing some peacemaking. So that's Libra. Alrighty. Scorpio. What do we have, Scorpios? I used to never think anything about our Scorpio predictions until I started noticing that some of them were coming true for me too. Now I get just a little bit nervous to hear what's going to come out of my mouth. Hello there, Lisa. Oh, glad to see you back in the room, my dear. Okay, let's see about Scorpio. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da da da. Scorpio's on the 12th. I think somebody is definitely going to be having our attention. And I think that this person that has our intention, it's going to be attention, is going to be a very positive. Do I really want to say that? I think it will be really a positive type of situation, although there may be some gravity around it. It may be something that has some importance. It does, and when I say positive, it doesn't mean it's like all light and chuckly, although there could be chuckles in there. I do feel like, though, there's going to be somebody that we're paying attention to, and I'm just really trying to wrap words around what I'm feeling about why. I think we're going to be, this is somebody that we are going to care about, and I think we're going to be trying to take instructions from that person. Like, this person may have some ideas about things that they want us to do, and we're going to be trying to do that and do that well because we do care about them and because we want to be helpful, basically, Scorpios. So we're always empathic. We're always trying to be helpful. All right, we'll have to see how that works out. That's interesting. Your neighbors had a pot party? Oh, no. Hard to breathe. No wonder I was feeling that. And I'm feeling it again as I'm reading your message. For those of you who don't know, the doctors have diagnosed me a long time ago with cough variant asthma. So that cough just now is kind of significant because with cough variant asthma, whenever you can't breathe, you don't start wheezing, you actually start coughing. So reading that, just reading about all the smoke and everything actually made me have trouble breathing. Your dad. Okay, Leo's your dad. You're a Virgo. Libra's your mom. All three were spot on. Oh, okay, cool. You're quite welcome. Thank you for telling me that. That's cool. It's always fun to hear that stuff. No matter how long you're a psychic, I think it's always still like, wow, really? At least it is for me. Sagittarius, let's look at you for the 12th. What do we have coming up? The Fluorite wants to talk to you today. Sagittarius. I just love that name. It feels like dancing when you say it. Sagittarius on the 12th, I feel like you're going to be really connecting in a spiritual way with divine, with the creator, with source energy, with sacred spirit, with Holy Spirit, whatever word you want to use there. There's going to be something about Monday that really brings in a strong connection to the divine for you. I would say that for some of you here that don't feel like you have a connection with the divine, that you're going to really notice one big time. But I think most people who watch these types of videos probably do have a connection with the divine of some sort. I don't think there's too many atheists who believe in all of this, although I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. I just don't remember when. Alrighty, so those of you who are here, if you have not already, please share. Let's get some more people in here. We're going to have Reiki here pretty soon. And that way, if anybody has questions about Reiki during that time, I'll be here to answer them. Your mom is a Sag? Oh, wow, Angela. That's pretty significant. Capricorn on the 12th. Capricorns, I'm feeling like on the 12th, there's God, what am I feeling? I'm feeling overwhelmed. I almost want to cry when I feel into you guys. What's happening for you? I'm going to go with what I started to say before I started feeling like crying, because as I was saying it, that was hitting me. I feel like there's a lot of negative energy that you are releasing on the 12th. And I feel like this energy that you're releasing is very long standing. So this may be energy that you've been holding on to since childhood or for a decade or whatever. For some of you, it's going to be as short as 4 years. I don't really feel like it's any shorter than that, though. And when I say that there's negative energy that you're going to be releasing, for some of you, you're going to be doing some healing work, which does allow you to let go of these old hurts or grudges or angers from whatever happened. For others of you, this is that you are actually getting somebody out of your life that has been dragging you down, releasing negative energy in that way. And I am sure a lot of you will be crying. I mean, it's just whatever it is that you're doing feels very overwhelming. This is big. If this is something that you're doing therapeutically to help yourself, this is big work with a lot of gravity. And I got to say, I am proud of you for facing it and doing it. And I also feel like um, whatever crying you do is just going to be a release. And then once that crying is over, as you move through that onto the other side, then you're going to start feeling lighter and feeling better. And also, I'm hearing that you're going to be able to make more clear decisions after you go through this, Capricorns. So I think I'm going to stop there for Capricorn. Let's move on. Aquarius. The first thing that I'm hearing for you, Aquarius, is that security is very important to you and it's on your mind. Excuse me. So you guys are going to be in different places in your life. So for some of you, it's on your mind because you want to add to the security that you have already. For others of you, you just want to bring in some kind of security. And for Aquarians, if I'm thinking right about my astrological signs, I think that Aquarians, it's kind of typical, depending on your other signs in your chart too. It's kind of typical for you guys to be able to make lots and lots and lots and lots of money. And then it's also kind of typical for you guys to be able to spend all that money almost as fast as you make it. And so I'm really thinking and feeling like a lot of you are looking for a way to handle things in a secure way. So you want to be able to hold on to some money. You're trying to make some long-term plans. And so you're trying to be able to figure out a budget and figure out a way that you can stick with your budget. Some of you may even be thinking about, who can I stash money with that they aren't going to just hand it to me the first time I say, oh, you know what, I see this really cool new toy that I want to have. Let me have my money. You guys may be going into something really extreme like that so that you can make some long-term plans with your money and with your assets. But definitely, definitely, definitely security, increasing your security is what's on your mind on Monday, Aquarians. It did go deep, didn't it, Carla? That's why I just kind of stopped it because I could have kept going. And I just said, that's enough. We've got some encouragement out of it. We know it's going to be worth it. Pisces. Excuse me. Let's see what comes up for you guys. This is interesting. This is weird. And I don't really like giving this message, but since it's the one that came through, and that's my deal with Sacred Spirit is to give the messages that come through. Here we go. So Pisces, I'm seeing you as being all red in the face on the 12th. And there's two ways that this is coming in. For some of you, you're going to be red in the face because you're going to be embarrassed about something that is said or something that is done or revealed about you. Let's say revealed. And for others of you, or maybe even not even what's revealed, but how it's revealed. Let's put it that way, Pisces. And then others of you are going to be red in the face because you're angry about something that comes up. And for some of you who have, if there's something revealed about you and you're red in the face from embarrassment about that, you might also end up red in the face with anger about that as well. But for others of you, these are going to be, you're only going to have one side of the coin or the other. Okay. I feel like if you do get red in the face because you're angry, Pisces, it is because somebody has said something about you that is not true, and it is so far from true that you are in amazement that anybody would even come close to questioning or believing or even halfway believing what this other person said. Okay, so that's what we've got going on for you, Pisces. All right, so those are our signs. Let's do some Reiki, guys. All right, so for Reiki, I'm going to set the intention for whatever will benefit each one of you the most as an individual. And if there is something specific you would like the Reiki to help you with, then feel free to adjust that intention for yourself. Those of you who come here and watch after the broadcast is over, please know you can receive the Reiki as well. All you have to do is set the intention to do so. And then that Reiki will give you just as much benefit as if you were here when the session was live. Okay, so let's get it going. And for those of you who have questions about Reiki, obviously this is the best time to ask those. And you guys may start feeling things in your body, or your emotions may start to fluctuate as we're sending out the Reiki energy. So if you have questions about that, this is the time to ask those. So right now it's 17 after the hour, so we're going to do Reiki until 22 after the hour. Ricky. Yeah, just in time for Reiki if you've got the flu. Be like your daughter after the Reiki, you get up and you feel better. By the way, those of you who are trying to send energy back to me, please don't. Stop that right now, please. This is a one-way street at this point. Thank you. You guys are pulling a lot of energy through me today. We've got a lot going to feet. We've got a lot going to legs. We've got a lot going to base chakra, solar chakra, some sacral chakra, crown chakra for sure. We've got tingling in that third eye. Somebody is fixing to really open up on their intuition. Throat chakra's taking a lot, basically everywhere. We've got somebody taking a lot of energy in their jaw. If you're feeling that energy going into your jaw, what you need to know about that, well, you don't need to know, but if the Reiki is working on your jaw, then that means that you've been having some thoughts of revenge, and the Reiki is helping you to heal some of those up so that you don't get yourself into trouble. And for those of you who try to send me energy while I'm sending the Reiki, why I ask you not to do that is because there gets to be like, it's almost like a feedback loop that builds up when I'm sending the Reiki out and you guys are trying to send it back. You know, I'm trying to flow a lot because I'm flowing a lot to a lot of different people and it's all going the same direction. It's all going out to you guys. If you try to send that back to me, what actually happens is it's almost like it overloads in my body and I start to feel like flu symptoms almost immediately. You know, that really weak, feverish, oh my God, I have to put my head down type of flu symptoms. So that's why whenever I feel that coming in and I ask you guys to stop, that's why that is. I'm not really trying to be rude. It's just that the body isn't designed to handle that all at the same time. I don't know if it's you or not, Angela. I just know that I'm feeling some major energy going to somebody's jaw. I'm not naming any names here. 2 more minutes of Reiki. I think that's the first time I felt the jaw in a public session, in a session for a group. I have felt it in private before. Sometimes people actually cry during Reiki, like all out sob. So if you have tears in your eyes, basically what that tells me is that there's something that is being, some kind of root to an issue that's being dissolved for you, Carla. That whatever that root is, there are emotions around that root that you never brought to the surface and resolved for yourself. And so as that root is being dissolved, those emotions will come to the surface for you to deal with, even though you may not know what it is you're having emotions about, but they're coming to the surface so that you can release them. So, if you're trying to hold back, if you've got one or two tears and you're trying to hold back from doing the full out wail, bring the wail on. Release that. Let it go. That's your part in helping the Reiki with the healing. If you don't feel like wailing, don't force yourself. But I have people that try not to cry in front of me on the table, and it's like, no, 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 no. Let it go. Okay, so we're at 23 minutes after. Let's shut down the Reiki. I do always ask the Reiki to find a good stopping point before it stops for each of you as individuals. So it's not like it necessarily stops when I shut it down for sending it. But I would say for most people, within 20 minutes, it'll stop, if not sooner. All right, so here we go. COD or free for all questions. Okay, Gemma Croft Baker's first in line here. COD. We're going to do Lenormand for you, Gemma. Ricky, how are you feeling? Gemma. Ooh, you got the snake for your house card. Sometimes that's okay and sometimes it's not. Let's see what else comes up. And you got your cover card, the clouds. What is this? What is that for Miss Gemma? Okay. So, Gemma, you've got somebody in your life that's trying to convey some ideas or some messages to you in a very roundabout way, like they're not being very direct about what they're trying to convey. And that is making you feel very confused. That's basically what these cards say. Like you're feeling like you're getting basically mixed signals. And you're like, just be straight with me. What is going on? What are you trying to say there, buddy? Quit dancing around the mulberry bush. So somebody's making you confused because they're dancing around the mulberry bush instead of being straight with you, Ms. Gemma Croft Baker. I hope that makes sense for you. LaShawn Trice needs a COD. Lanice Jones, glad to see you back again here. Ever is a very long time, Catherine. Lobster tail is on sale. Even on sale, lobster tail is ridiculously expensive for the amount of meat you're getting out of that deal. It's nice, but I would have to be able to go fish for lobster before I would feel justified paying that much money for meat. Does that mean I'm a Scrooge? LaShawn Trice. Ten of Cups, my dear. This just means sometime within the past 24 hours or within the next 24 hours, you're going to be feeling very fulfilled and happy. You may even be taking something that you're happy with to the next level. So this, if we're looking at a relationship, LaShawn, this could be taking the relationship to the next level. But if we're looking at a project or a hobby that makes you happy, this could be taking that to the next level. Maybe you love to race RC cars, radio-controlled cars, and maybe you've been drooling over a new one that you want. Maybe you're buying a new RC car and it's making you very happy. Could be. Also could be a relationship thing. Lanice Jones wants a COD. Don't ask me where I came up with RC cars. I haven't even known anybody who's into RC cars in decades. Lanice Jones. Uh-oh. Lanice, you got the Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse is somebody throwing a fit. Lanice, I think you have had an absolute fit. Somebody pissed you off and pushed you over the edge. And stand back, especially if you're a Scorpio, Lanice, but any water sign. Stand back, because, you know, we tend to have long fuses, but once you light that fuse and we detonate, whew, that's volatile. I think you went through something, you were pretty volatile. If that hasn't happened within the last 24 hours, it's going to be coming up within the next 24 hours. Hope that makes sense for you, honey. Ricky Jorgensen needs a COD. And you know, I can talk about that because I'm a water sign, and when I come up like this, somebody is catching some hell, man. And they deserve it. They deserved it like 3 years ago or something. Ricky Jorgensen. Okay, Ms. Ricky. You've got the Queen of Spirals. That tells me that you're in a very creative place today. You may be creatively thinking about cures for yourself so that you feel better. Very creative. This also can have to do with nurturing and with children, that you're being very creative with how to deal with your children, especially while you're not feeling good. We have to get really creative when we're not feeling good so we can expend as little energy as possible to keep them in a good place. So that may be what's going on, Ricky, but definitely you are feeling very creative and very nurturing today. Catherine W. wants to know, will her relationship with her daughter ever be restored? Will Catherine's relationship with the daughter that she's thinking about ever be restored within this lifetime and these bodies on this planet? Really, when I look at these cards, what we end up with as the bottom line is that this is going to end up being your choice. Excuse me, whether this is restored or not, Ms. Catherine. Okay, because the first thing that we have is there was a change in perception and thinking around you guys. Either somebody like literally moved away, or you guys just moved away from the idea of having a good relationship. So obviously this is in the past if you're asking about it being restored. This card tells me that you've tried to fix things and you've had a hard time with it. It's been overwhelming. And so now you're retreating. Okay. This card tells me that you're kind of waiting now. Now you're waiting for communication from her because you've already tried so hard. And this card tells me that if not now, then before long, you're not going to be so dedicated to making this thing work. You're going to be like, I've done everything that I can. There's nothing else I can do. I'm not going to be knocking myself out for somebody who's not reciprocating at all. And then this is the final card. This is the card that says you have a choice. There is going to be something that happens that allows you to have the choice as to whether this relationship is recovered or not. I think that by the time this happens, you may be so fed up with hoping and wishing and praying and with how slow things happened and with how this opportunity comes up that it might be hard for you to decide that, you know what, yeah, I do still want to push this relationship forward. That might be hard for you. You're going to have to decide at that point. Okay, so that's for Catherine W. I'm sorry that wasn't exactly a peaches and cream type of answer. And that was the alarm whenever I was answering that question. So I'm not going to be doing any more questions or cards of the day. I'm just going to be reading through really quickly and seeing about any feedback that's here. Is it possible to know where is a document hiding? You know, Anna, I don't know if you know how to dowse, but dowsing might not be a bad idea, especially if you have a general idea of where it is. But yeah. And then if it was me looking for a document, I would probably start off with, is it here in the house? And lay some cards on that. Is it, if that comes up no, then I would go with other places till we find that. And then after that, I would just keep narrowing it down from that. But that would be more than one question, really, to find a document, probably. Just because, I don't know, maybe I would get a vision of where it is. When will you get contracts? Paige Ellen, I don't think I've seen you in the room before. I'm glad you're here, but unfortunately I'm done with answering questions, so that you'll have to hit me up like tomorrow, or else you'll have to get like a recorded reading from me for that. Let's see. Release you, let you go. Gemma. Patty E, glad to see you here. Yeah, I bet they were sold out at $5. Cool, thank you for the verification, Lenice. You're quite welcome, LaShawn. Different herb teas. Oh, cool. Thank you for the verification, Ricky, and you're quite welcome. I'm glad you got here in time for the Reiki. Spot on for you, Catherine? Okay. Thank you, honey, for allowing me to do that for you. I didn't actually skip you, Angela. I just hadn't gotten down to you before the alarm went off, honey. There's striving. Hello, hello. Glad to see you here, my dear. Sorry, Natalie. Gotcha, Anna. Anna, I think you want to check and see if it's actually still in the house or not. That's what I would say to you first off. Lorraine. Trying to remember what your question was. I'm remembering your question from yesterday, but not today. That's sad. I don't know if I hit it or if the alarm had gone off first, honey. Okay, guys. Anna. I think the first question for a reading would be if it's in the house or not. Were you before, Catherine? Now I gotta scroll way up. The last thing that I saw you say before, Catherine, was revenge, me, LOL. And then we had Gemma and LaShawn and Lanice and Ricky and Catherine. Yeah, Lorraine, I didn't do you because you would have been the next one. And then would have been Angela Lukes. So you were actually after Catherine, honey. Okay, guys, I am going to take off. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, keeping me company, keeping me on my toes and fresh. And I will see you guys the next time that I'm here. Everyone have a fantastic, wonderful, thrilling day. Peace out.